Y'all don't feel alright. Huh? Y'all, you feel alright, people? Alright, what about you, Valentine, and the rest of the gang? Alright, then we're going to tell you about the one-on-one then. Alright, is that alright? Is that alright with y'all? Alright, then it's alright with us as long as it's alright with y'all now. Alright? Let's go. Get it. Someone can't drive. You ready, Jungle Boogie? Y'all ready for Jungle Boogie down there? Huh? You ready for Jungle Boogie One? Is that Wani down there, baby? Oh, that's Angie. Right on, baby. Good to see you, darling. Alright, hey, look here. We're gonna let Jungle Boogie do his thing down on the other end now. And then we're gonna put y'all on display now. Hey, look here. I want you to shine the spotlight, big brother, because I can't see who
I was raised by stars on both sides of my family. So the City of Lions TV series and the Maryland Boys book is basically bloodlines. It's the stories I heard, the things I saw, and the life I experienced growing up in Prince George's County, Maryland. And that's the way I saw it.
Jerome Kennedy. I'm your host for the show, Take a Ride Through the City. And we're back live with our second segment of Who is Calvin Ruffin II. And we just want to pick up where we left off. And first of all, I want to say, how you doing today, Calvin?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Glad to be back here with you, bro.
All right, thank you. And glad you could join us. And so I want to get started and pick up where we left off. And I believe we left off like around the year 77. When you were, still in Fairmont Heights and Sea Pleasant, you were in elementary school. And you want to pick up from there, like how was it in elementary school out there in Sea Pleasant and Fairmont Heights? And if I'm not mistaken, you were still living with your mom at that time, am I correct?
Yeah, well,
or your mom and your dad?
No, my man, I never really had. I want to make sure I pointed out. And remember, man, look, my father is my heart, man. Really, so I'm so grateful that my father's still alive, right? And
Right.
he and I actually, we build, like to this day, we're closer now than we've ever been in life, right?
Okay.
My father's 73 now, right?
Okay.
So we build now. But I'm saying to say that because I want people to understand that broken homes are not necessarily anybody's fault. You want young men to understand, you got to start looking at the truth. If you by the time you don't have a girlfriend, if you broke up with her, right? You had a side of the story and she had a side, but it ain't work out.
This is about Lisa, isn't it? I can't believe you, man. You still on that Lisa shit. That amazes me. Look. We've talked about this 1,000 times, and I explained to you. She and I are over. That is history, the past, okay? We're together, so tell me, what is your fucking problem?
How am I supposed to know that?
Know what?
That you're not still seeing her.
'Cause I just told you for the last time.
Well, that's not enough, Darius, because you have not given me any reason to trust anything that you say.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the blackboard with her number on it. I'm talking about the phone calls at 5 a.m. I'm talking about trying to read your mind every fucking day.
You don't know shit about trust, okay? You don't. You the one who went to New York and fucked old boy, came back here and hung out with my boys, partying and shit. What is that? You want to talk about trust?
You acted like you didn't even care that I went to New York.
This shit is for the birds, man. Really, it is. I don't even know what the fuck you talking. What? Look, you know what? You can do both of us a real big favor. Just come over to my crib and get your shit. Why would you want to be with somebody you don't trust?
So you got to start to look at your parents a certain kind of way, because we tend to look at our parents like they got to be Jesus Christ, and they just as human as you are, right? So I get there to put my father in the right perspective, because I'm a straight truth guy at this age. So if my father was a bum, I would tell it. My father was never a bum.
Right.
My father was like I ended up being, because Rome, that's what when you talk off screen, you always talk about how you want to attack certain cycles. That's what I'm trying to do. Because my father, right, he was he grew up in a generation right before us, but the whole hustler program trying to tell these youngins, it's nothing new. See, just because when you started getting old and spelling yourself, but the hustler game, the environment, the influences, television, music, sex, drugs, rock and roll, it's always been here.
Ghetto child, thinking he's been had, and I didn't have to be here. You didn't have to love for me.
Right? So your grandfather was rolling, your father was rolling. So you got to sort of look at it with that. So my point is, my father and mother were 18 when they had me. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Kids. So my mother had to take me back to Granny's house. Check it, Rome. This is very important for some context on me, right? So Granny, she ended up being a divorcee with 3 children, right?
Okay.
My grandfather, he gave me my first haircut. He was a absolute, thoroughbred guy. Had owned his own barbershop off down there in Burroughs. He was a DC guy. Because what happened was back then.
One question. So, real quick question, not to cut you off. So, whose father and mother was this? Your mom or your dad's?
This was my mother's mother.
Okay. Okay.
But I put my grandfather props in there because it's Fairmont Heights and Sea Pleasant. See, back then, Rome, you remember the movie like Lackawanna Blues? How people black folks used to meet in like elementary school and fall in love right there.
Okay.
Boyfriend and girlfriend. So this is back then.
Right.
So black community had places they couldn't go. See, people don't understand America was different. So, you couldn't just go anywhere. Like that miraculous story. That's why I hold your story in such high esteem, because see, people don't know, what happened in your life. That was huge. And people hear it when we do this wrong kids, they hear that and they're like, man, well, dude, that was amazing. This dude was from Southeast and went to all those big time schools, white schools that they didn't want us in at the time. So that program was real, but we won't get back to that too, but anyway, right? But I'm just trying to put it all, because
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we could talk about that some other time, but yes, absolutely. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was real huge. I mean, and I downplay it, but looking back, it was amazing, really. And you had to be able to adapt to that type of setting. So I tell folks to this day, for myself, with that type of culturalization, from going to Southeast to Georgetown, from first grade over to high school, that it's relatively easy for me to adapt to places and things and situations. When I tell folks, I can easily, because I'm from Southeast, I can go from the block and go to school in Georgetown from first grade to high school. I can go from the block to the boardroom with relative ease. So you can actually think how you want of me, but I'm very well rounded in any given realm or situation or place. You see what I'm saying? So
let me come in. But the blessing of that, what you just said, that's what we both probably would like for the current children of right now to have that same blessing. See, they stopped that because the thing is, if they had kept it, man, that'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Because the youngins now will be able to do that same thing.
Well, you know what I discovered? I've learned that in DC school systems, and that's why Wilson, our former alma mater, is 70% white now because they have cut off all the feeder schools. They're actually getting ready to cut off. Actually, my old middle school, Hardy Middle School, they getting ready to cut them off, and they right up there with them.
Now look, look, I'm gonna go ahead. I don't want you to take some of these DMV subjects coming all next year because that people you getting a preview. Rome is on the DMV's show, so you get a preview. See, of all we got some content coming with y'all for next year. See, we're doing some of the LDTV that hasn't been seen before. You can't reinvent the wheel, but we got our own wheel. Y'all gonna watch and understand something. We ain't trying to take over nothing. We ain't trying to knock nobody's legendary status, but we have our own because what was involved in the energy here, we're doing something that hasn't been done before. That DMVers, man, gonna be monster. Grandmama's house. I need to describe that. So as I'm describing these lifestyles, my family don't get disrespected in the game without me communicating probably because my grandmother worked for the government, man. You know, she was UDC, had straight A's. She was a black woman from a generation where they knew that if you didn't have education and sophistication, you couldn't make it. They knew that, right?
Right.
Funny how things change now, Rome. See, that's why I'm a whole. You got to remind me and hold me back in because I'll start giving up DMV, and I don't want to.
Don't. So
Right.
I want you to stick to your grandmother and that part right now because I'm trying to learn something here. You see what I'm saying? Because as you stated, your mom went to UDC grandmother, I'm sorry, went to UDC. So I wanted to ask a question real brief. Like, so was that Federal City College back then?
Yes.
That was Federal City College, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because that's going back.
Yeah, she was born in 1927, so that's when she was born. So
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to kick to you is this, right? That's important context because I want all people, especially black people, but all people because you have that side, right, where like the people you went to school with, right, that have more privilege, this and that. If any of them are watching, understand we're just sharing some Americana. We're not. This isn't a show. We're like beating on tables about because we can't change history. History tells a story, but we know that if we get the lenses clear and straight, then maybe we can all come together and do some things that actually change some things. Because see, we know that the mainstream media, film and TV, they playing games. That's why we can't get together on the one race human tip because they make money keeping us apart. So where I want to go with that is, so Granny was divorced. And like any other mother, right? Her children were young when they had babies and they had to come back home because getting out there in that world and being responsible is difficult. That's why that's why I keep asking the mothers now who are, let's say, 35 and younger, tune in, man, pay attention, listen and learn because this cycle, I said my granny was born in 1927 and she kept having to walk this same road you young ladies are walking right now because most of y'all have baby fathers and that's the different thing too that Rome will touch in DMV because see that stuff didn't really exist back then. And the baby father, baby mother, y'all don't understand. That's something else. So Granny, I said, was married, got divorced. Then her son had 2 children. He moved back in this little house in Sea Pleasant with both of his kids and his wife. Check it out, Ron. 3-bedroom place. His wife and his 2 kids. Then my mother got divorced, had to move in with me. So now you got, right, all them people in that little ranch little house in Sea Pleasant. Thank God my Aunt Brenda, rest her soul, she had graduated from Morgan State College and she had her little apartment. She had to cram in there with us, right? So That context shows you how these visions I'm about to describe in this particular episode come to fruition, because
Real
life.
quick question. What street was that on MC Pleasant?
That was 613 63rd place. And so if you're not from C Pleasant, if you know where the C Pleasant Rec Center is, we were one street over from the rec center. That's what.
Okay. So that's got to be like off of Martin Luther King Highway somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, because the highway actually parallel from the rec center.
So what was the name of Martin Luther King Highway before it became?
Yeah, all my life, pretty much until late mid-20s or something like that, man. It was George Palmer Highway. Those are my.
That's the name I'm looking for. George Palmer Highway. Yeah.
So you got me there in this particular segment of your show. Where we can go forward, we'll go to MLK, but yeah, see George Palmer Highway, and that George Palmer Highway, that was soldier land. So by the time it got to be Martin Luther King, and I'll wait till we get there, but it was a whole different sort of pedigree of person. But when it was George Palmer Highway, man.
Yeah, that's what I remember. That's why I was trying, take it back for a second, because I do recall George Palmer Highway before they did the Martin Luther King Highway thing. But yeah, that's George Palmer Highway as far as I'm concerned.
And Ron, you know what else? Tell you something else that's true. Remember, man, that a lot of these people, that's how my father got to Maryland. So this is what I'm trying to say. Well, you and I talked before about Washington, D.C. being the Mecca. Well, people understand it is. And the reason why it is because if you got your two hands, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the middle is your heart. So on the right-hand side, PG County or whatever part of Maryland, I'm saying all those suburbs, and your left-hand side, you got Alexandria. Those were the arteries that people moved to try to have a calmer life. Well, understand that everything culture-wise emanated out because those DC people that left took their own program with them. You see what I'm saying? And they came back in to see their families. And it's still happening.
Oh, it is.
Why do I have the right to say that, Ron? My father is from DC. Okay.
Do you recall where from, or you weren't born then?
No, my father has told me that where my mother ended up having a house for 30 years off of I Street Northeast, Pops lived off of K Street. This is gonna blow your mind. Isn't that crazy? My father was
they were like blocks away from each other then. Amen. Maybe a block or two.
But my mother was in Maryland. I'm talking about later on in life she got that house, but I'm saying how to create it. My father was born right there in that area, right there. And this, man, so much stuff I'm gonna tell you. My grandfather, my father's father, we'll get to that soon. He was a whole Northeast dude. And these guys, Jerome Kennedy, these guys were hustlers. I'm talking about nigga and all that. I mean, real hustlers. My father.
So either they were Trinidad or they Maryland Avenue. Which one were they?
See, remember, that's all one real community of people. You start talking about Trinidad across the street from the whole I Street. Then you got the 8th Street gangsters. See, my real roots, right, are from there. That's why when Mama got the house in Northeast, this is no joke, or honest to God. When I got there, dude, I met my cousins all living there. I'm talking about right there on I Street, man. Would you believe that my father's sister, because my father's sister had a different father, and my father's father ran with him. They was hustlers. And my grandfather, the one I really got close to on my father's side, his name was Sonny Cheek. God bless his soul. He's gone from the earth. All of them ran in the streets. So when I'm trying to paint a picture that young people, and y'all ain't doing nothing new with. I used to go with Jerome, and Jerome hang with Marco, and I used to go with Marco, and now I'm going with Carl, and you got babies by all three. That ain't nothing new. Okay, so I'm just giving it to him raw. See, yours.
Hey, as you should. This is for mature audience only, so please don't be offended when you hear curse words, because I'm a cusser, and I come from a long tradition of cussers. So please bear with us.
Well, we don't have ain't nothing on us, man. You can't censor us here because
no,
And I'm saying that I want to be transparent, Rome, because in the edutainment that we've agreed to do, right? I want to show everybody again, everything that's old, right, is actually better. Because the point I'm getting at, families were tighter then. So where I'm going with this is, I sort of got off a little bit with all my cut. Look, I got a guy who was really my uncle. His name was Mark Lawton. I met him. I didn't even know he was my uncle until his father said, Calvin, come here. I came over there. Listen, his father was a hustler his whole life. This guy used to be out there on I Street gambling. Now, his guy is, he had something like 27 or 29 kids, and he was thorough. Ron, listen to me. I mean, he was thorough to the day he left here. He said, come here, man. I came over there. He said, look here. He said, I used to go watch, look, Ron, I used to go watch your father play football in Maryland, man. He said, he went and got a picture. Ron, no lie. He went and got a picture of my Aunt Tony. He had it. It was his daughter. He said, you see her? That's my daughter. I said, that's my Aunt Tony. He said, man, I know who you are. He said, listen here, man. He said, you imagine being young here and that. He said, I know who you are. I used to watch your father play, blah, 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 right? He said, look, man, I kept asking him, where is my grandfather? I wanted to see my father's father. Now, like a cycle, Rome, check me out. Use myself. Sometimes, guys, our kids are immature and they don't understand the ways of the walk, and especially relations between men and women. So sometimes your sons might hold a grudge against you because remember, mama is everything to the family, period, and especially sons. So my father never knew his father too much. And he didn't even see his real father. He was 18. So when that happened, my father did what most sons do. That pain, my father was, I don't need you, I don't want to talk to you, that type of thing. You see what I'm saying? But the guy was sorry about things. And my mother's one who actually brought him to my father. But dig it, it's a point. What I'm saying, but the guy I told you, Mark Lawton's father was telling me, he said, look, man, he was like, I know where he at. I kept saying, I wanted to meet him. I was like, man, my grandfather, right? He said, look, hey, Ron, this is the truth. He said, man, your grandfather see you out here all the time. He said, he be out here with us. He said, but I can't point him out to you. I said, what you mean? I said, so one of these old niggas out here gambling with you is my grandfather? He was like, yeah. I said, man, just let me see him one time.
Right.
Ron, he said, he watching you. He said, he watching you, man. Right?
Wow.
Check it out. He said, I can't tell you who he is because the grandfather that I always knew was, because again, let me just confuse everybody. My mama's father died early in my life. That was the first haircut. That was the guy who had the barbershop on Nanny Helen's. But my father, grandfather Northeast, he was alive. But they couldn't tell me his identity because my grandfather, the guy who married my grandma, my father's mother, who was the perennial grandfather to me because he treated me. I was not his blood grandson, but he was there when I was born.
Right.
So he treated me as if I was his. He never mentioned my other grandfather. So he told my biological grandfather, so I don't have to say real because Sonny was like my real grandfather for real. But he told my biological grandfather, he said, look here, if you tell my grandson that you his grandfather, I'm gonna kill you.
Ooh.
That's what he told him. And I'm telling you, I so many people told me that that's what he pulled up on the dude because my grandfather was solid. Like he went to the military. Talking about Sonny. He went to the military. See, Sonny got out of the streets. This is why the lesson is relevant, Rome. And it doesn't matter how long it takes with the show. We got other shows coming because they got to know the real. You said you want to know the real me. I want to give it to them from the core. So my grandfather, Sonny, used to run the streets with them, but then he got it together. That's the message, young people. Then he switched his game. He knew that was a loser because cats were going to jail. They were dying. Back then, cats were overdosing. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to military. So he went to the military. Now remember, I'm painting a picture, right, Ron? All you guys out here, if any young guys are watching, you know some of you guys are in cliques right now and doing certain things. And some of the women are dating you all because you guys are kids. The women aren't hoes. It's just life. Ain't nobody trying to get married. Y'all just going to movies, going to go-go and whatever else, right?
Right.
But my grandfather recognized that the penitentiary or death was going to happen. So he went to the military. The other guys stayed in the streets. So, in the long run, it turned out like it always will, right, Rome? The longer you stay in the streets, right? I'm saying I know because I barely missed eternal Bumville just by God's graces. I lost so many jobs. Man, I lost my first marriage. You name it. I mean, and we'll get to that point in the later, but I'm making a point. So my grandfather stepped out. Right, Ron? He stepped out of it, right?
Okay.
So now as time went on, he became to be this guy that the older guys couldn't do because the thing is, the streets, young people listen to us now. One thing the hustler, criminal hustler, not criminal hustler mindset is going to do, is going to keep you a child. Even though you may look 60, 65, right? But you still think like a kid. And that's the immaturity that the streets will do to you, right? So,
That's mean when you say that, because I see that daily and I never put it in that perspective. You understand what I'm saying? Well, now that you say that, that makes it very much clear now to like, damn, why this nigga still out here?
Yeah, 52 years. I remember about five. The swings used to be right there where that tree was at. That tree right there. I fell out there motherfucker backwards and bust my face, but right here through the field, ain't nothing but like a little nursery with little growth. I left here and did like about 22 years. That's what actually saved me, cause I went from 87 to like '05 in and out of jail. But it kept me alive, it matured me. I'm just totally different. I do the same shit, but I just got a little finesse with it.
I mean, when you ride through 7th Street right now, like right at this hour, you will see that. And that's crazy. And I look at it like, damn, these Bama's don't want shit out of life. They just down there on the block all day, every day. It's gotten so terrible here now to like Good Hope Road. You ride down there right now where I live. And you know where the old laundromat used to be across from your uncle's store, DDP. They fenced it out. They got the fence around it now. Usually when they put the fence around it, they about to either tear it down, do something different, or what have you. So they got the fence around that joint. And so the niggas are out on the sidewalk. They posted up in their lawn chairs. This shit looks mean. So you start from like 16th Street. Well, nah, literally like a little bit below 16th and coming up by the liquor store and then going past the old laundromat, which used to be a McDonald's back in the day, mind you, because I've been living around all my life. And them Bama's lined up in the lawn chairs and so on outside of the laundromat now. And so you can't really walk up the sidewalk because you got so much folks, politicking, and I call it corner executives,
without
corner
the money,
executives.
without the money in the career.
Exactly, but they out there selling cigarettes. It's shit just deplorable, man. So I look at it and I'm like, I don't knock nobody's hustle or whatever, but Jesus Christ, man, at some point, like you stated with the age involved, you gotta like do better, man. It's just,
Bro,
and I thank God I ain't caught up like that, but I can't knock nobody but Jesus, man. And I see jokers I know, and I be looking at them like, damn, nigga,
let me come in.
I gotta keep it pushing though, because I can't get caught up in that realm.
Let me come in here with you with this. And it's a short thing. I'm saying, like, think about it. You know how, like, I know guys that raise dogs, and they always say, look, man, the way I got this dog raised from a puppy, I don't have to close no gates, do nothing. He don't go out the yard, but you like the gate wide open. He will
Right.
not go. That's what happens with us, man. See, when we stay on them bricks too long, we literally don't know nothing else. And secondly, we're enslaved to it. I mean, look, you take a dude away from the front of a liquor store that he been around his whole life, he'll fight you for. He got to get back to that. We don't understand, Rome, that you know, especially having been in sports to that degree, that good habits breed more good habits. But bad habits also breed more bad. So cats don't understand why. They say, oh, what you doing, Slim? Where you at? You know me, Slim, I'm around 24 hours. I'm outside 24. So nigga like, damn, what you doing out there? Man, this is just where I be at.
Mm.
But we was doing that in 82, 83, and dudes like, dude, it's 2023, man. And you still stand outside the OK Liquors.
If you're alive.
If you're alive.
Or not locked up for at least 20 or 30 or life without P-roll. Years.
And look,
So,
and now you can't. Now you can't own that shotgun. Now we not talking about now you can't own that shotgun for your home, right? Now you do so many things because the trap that they set for you. Look, man, once they brand you, dudes, I ain't getting no brand. Yeah, you are. Once they burn that joint on your shoulder, right? Of being what? Felon. And on top of the felon, you black. So you got a long road to toe, and you talking about you don't want to take no low pay, Slim. That's DMV talk. So I'm just saying, let me go back. Roncie, when me and you get together, the scope of things can go places that most people can't go. See, because
I wear this proudly. You see what it says?
Right.
Certified.
Right. Well, you know what, brother? You know what?
And check us out. And still here.
But you know what, though? I'm quite sure that you wouldn't be trying to do this and speak on the levels that you speak on if you weren't. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, if I was a Bama for real, and you was a Bama for real, and Boo Jones was a Bama, then somebody could get on these posts and have something to say. But truth be told, because they can't say nothing because ain't nothing to say. Whether we were in our top of the game times or at our lowest, man, if you was a real one, Slim, they can't say nothing. That's why you don't see nobody.
I'm looking at this factor. If you don't have anything concrete or positive to say, then don't say nothing at all. But if you do, you can get that chin checked too. So,
look, man, see what I'm saying. I got you, but I'm saying at these ages, right?
Right.
The only thing that matters is what your history really was. See, I try to say this in front of all the young people. I don't care the guys, and we know there's some women watching. But the point is, you can't speak on the levels that we speak on if you weren't. What Jay-Z say? He said back in the day, if I said it, I did it. See, because he from our time. Now I'm not a law. I'm just saying the laws go all around city, state to state, man. Only real ones can get on these online junks and really talk from the core. You had to be there. You had to be there, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like people, I tell my flaws and things that happen to me because it showed that, look, man, don't think that what you see right now is something that's guaranteed. I want the youngest to hear me. Just because I'm alive, right? Praise God, sharing, that don't mean you gonna make it. It don't.
Exactly.
It don't. It don't mean, yeah, well, Slim, he's 54, so nah. See, you don't know when the hammer gonna come down on you. And that's why we're saying on this show, going back to 77, you guys have got to be careful if you're young and you have children, what they see you use to cope with life. That's where I'm going with this one, right? I got the time down with everything because we're going to make sure we stay, because that's why you got all these shows. We make sure we stay within the hour time. Because people, man, what I started seeing was, just think about it, Rome. Imagine a young woman, being my grandmother, going back to Maryland, who would like to date, would like to, have a boyfriend, excuse me, or maybe possibly a possible another husband. But now you can do none of this because your kids then jumped out here, got grown, right? But ain't want to be grown with responsibility. So they back in the house with you. And I'm not knocking them because Lord knows I stayed on my mother long enough, trying to figure out how to really survive. So Granny,
We all.
hey bro, Granny took all of us in. Now check it out. She had one salary that would have blew her off the hinges. But because of the choices of the kids, now her government salary trying to feed everybody. She trying to push everybody to bring money in the house. But for real, you know, when you're young, there's that struggle of trying to. So long story short, when my uncle came in with his two kids, his wife, he had jumped. She jumped on the on the food stamps. That's why I'm already look. I'm telling you, you can't tell me nothing about the black and white boxes, the cheese, nigga. I seen it all and ate it all. Okay.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Before you go any further, that cheese used to be hidden, nigga. Yeah.
Tell me about
Don't front.
it.
The
Hey,
best
still,
grilled cheese sandwiches in America.
hey, Rome, hey, I've been on the fat boy status for life. And I was eating all that the thick bologna sandwiches, bro.
Oh, God.
Hey, Rome, remember, it was a time, brother, when all that carry out program that came later because
Yeah.
used to cook at home, man, half smokes and then hold up, don't judge me, man. You know what I'm saying? I
But
mean,
look, but when you think back though,
yeah,
a lot of that stuff was black owned back then.
Murray's.
Everything was black owned back then until
I know Murray's was black owned, but yeah, I got you.
until folks came in, these little Korean folks started merging in and taking over, and folks selling their recipes to them or what have you, and boom, that created the curry out scene from what I can recall or remember. But
That was
that's
by
another
design.
story.
And that was by design. Them nutritional deserts. That was by design too. We just wasn't
Like,
hip. But I'm
this
saying,
is why I wanted to call my show "Take a Ride Through the City," because even if you may have grew up or lived in DC, don't mean you really took a ride through the city. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you took a ride, and your ride through the city is really interesting and major, and that's why I had to get you on the show, because you got a lot of content, but you got a lot of like exploration, like all the exploring that you did in your time throughout the whole city. So your story is very like intriguing and needs to be told on your time and terms. And it's just interesting so folks can get to know, like, well, damn, I ain't know came up and did that, or damn, I ain't know he lived over here, or damn, I didn't know he moved out of the city, at some time and came back. You see what I'm saying? So, we good. We ain't gotta worry about what other folks doing. Whoever see our show, then they gonna sit back and watch and learn some things that they didn't know, and hopefully respect it and appreciate it. So folks who are watching, I hope that you watch and learn something and appreciate the content that we are giving you, and realize we just giving it to you because it's our lives that we have lived.
Right.
And that's why I call the show "Take a Ride Through the City," meaning DC. But when you break it down, it's going to be a lot of folks who probably lived in Maryland, probably lived in Virginia. So I'll just say take a ride through the city. And if you walk the life and still here to talk about it, then shit, you good.
okay. So what I'm trying to say is that in the C Pleasant house, we had all that stress of trying to succeed. I guess of course my uncle knew in his heart he didn't want to be there because of course he couldn't stretch out like he wanted to. He back at his mother's house, he didn't want to do that. He has kids there. My mother didn't want to be there. So there are frustrations there, right?
Mm.
And then being black in America is frustrating enough. So now you're talking about the things that myself, my cousin Stanley, and I started seeing. Now it's fun to us though because we just, like you said, we're exploring what's happening. At that point, none of us are getting high. None of us we ain't had no coochie yet. We ain't done none of those things. So we so young.
Now, what age are you at this point?
Okay, I am. We said what we say 77.
Yeah.
77. I'm somewhere between 7 and 8. My cousin Stanley was 3 years older than me, so just put him like at 10 for sake of conversation.
Okay. So y'all kind of grew up together, you and Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley's deceased. God bless him. He
And God rest his soul. Stanley was your man as a kid.
Yeah, older cousin
Right.
on my mother's side, right? And
So he was schooling you to a lot of things.
well, he the rivalry is always there. So like you remember it was. I mean, because you got to remember how what's interesting, right? Too, is that cats like, man, this not this. I say, Slim, listen, man. I became a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh, nigga. Damn.
Well. Let me explain. It's good that people
But
probably
I'm
know.
listening.
Well, what happened was it was because I was in a household full of Reds, crazy, insane. When I'm out, insane Redskin fans.
This team means more to me than just another professional football team. And that's why I always did everything in my power to help make this organization and team the very best it could possibly be.
I want to say a big thanks to all those fans because I, in my heart, believe you're the greatest fans. I'm going to tell you this, you're the greatest fans of all of pro sports. Hey, you made it what it was. You made that atmosphere what it was. You were the ones that prompted these players to play like they played.
You're a Redskins fan. You must hate the Dallas Cowboys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I love Redskin fans.
You sign on to the Washington Redskins, you sign on to hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, when you become a Dallas Cowboys, everybody come Redskin week talk about the difference between any other team and playing the Washington Redskins.
That's all they put on TV the whole week. The Cowboys, Redskins, and they were going out in the community talking.
Records didn't matter when this game happened. You can be 0-9 or 13-0. This is going to be probably one of the hardest games that you play in. And it was like an opportunity for me to play in those games. And I knew week in and week out that it was going to be a grudge match the whole game.
If you beat the Cowboys, you won the Super Bowl that year. If you don't make the postseason, you beat the Cowboys.
You go against that.
Well, man, it just happened naturally, right? When I first saw Tom Landry, man, it was like, and it was the colors because you're young, and I saw the star and everything, and then I noticed that everybody around me hated him. So you're talking 75, and 75, I was 6 years old.
And I hated him too, nigga, so I know. And when I saw Tom Landry in his little fedora hat and his little blazer, and you know what? People don't really tell you honestly why they hate the Cowboys. But I'm going to tell your ass, I just think they some racist fucks, being it was Texas, being it seemed like just rednecks. I mean, even though they always had the best black players back then, they always were good on both sides of the ball. So that was a reason to hate them for sure. They were always good. They always hurt the Redskins in the big games, especially Roger Staubach throwing the ball to Drew Pearce in the last second, or what's the boy name? The little white boy, Golden Richards. Or that other motherfucker, Tony Hill, and then what was the boy that used to do the little silly ass dance in the end zone?
He wasn't with, I think he was with the Houston Oilers. You talking about Billy White Shoes Johnson?
No, not Billy White Shoes Johnson. The Bama used to do the California Quake shit. What was that?
You talking about, man?
Your man.
Bush Johnson.
Yeah, that
Bush Johnson.
Oh God, yeah. So I always hated them fuckers, and still do. So yeah, Bush Johnson. Yeah. So, but I just always just equated them. Just when I just saw Tom Landry, he just looked like a straight cracker.
yeah. Now look, I feel you. And the thing about it, I think there's a big message in what I'm about to say because it's honest to God true. Because I hear all that for real, and let me tell you, I get that from people. But I'm trying to tell them, man, when you're 6 years old, dude, racism, you haven't processed that. See, when you're 6 years old, you don't see color. You don't know nothing about no Ku Klux Klan, none of that.
Well,
No,
look at it like this. I'm a little bit older than you, so I guess I can see it from that perspective.
I'm talking myself.
Yeah, no doubt.
What I'm trying to share is that my lens was, I'm watching the Super Friends on television. Batman's white, Superman's white, Hawkman's white, Aquaman's white. So as a child, I don't know the difference between the black person and the white person yet, right? So I just saw this white guy who looked real disciplined, right? And then I saw the pretty blue. I didn't care for these uniform colors that the Redskins had that didn't appeal to me. And then so I saw the silver and blue and it had a big star on him. So that's where I started gravitating. And then once I seen, when I mentioned that I liked them, all the hell everybody was giving me, I said, oh, this is fun to your kid, right? So I'm gonna root for them, right?
And I'll be out your mind. They ready to kill you.
Right,
You wanted to get killed as a kid.
It was horrible.
They swarmed and smothered and crowded and crushed and came in waves and packs of tacklers. Only 3 times did an opponent cross their goal line by rushing the football. If the defense was tough on runners, they were tougher on quarterbacks. The Cowboys tackled quarterbacks more times for more yards lost than any other team in pro football.
People don't understand that the fans,
oh my God,
Jerome, the fans now, they can't touch them RFK fans, man.
No.
Cowboys versus Redskins, a modern-day range war, and the NFL's fiercest feud.
That was as intense as any rivalry, and the memories of that series probably stay with me more than any other series that I've been associated with since I became a broadcaster and stopped being a player.
The give is to Larry Brown. Brown gets one block behind Arrowway. He breaks the tackle at the 15-yard line. Brown will go into the end zone for a touchdown.
In terms of the evolution of the sport, I have to think that the personalities of Tom Landry and George Allen and the success of those two teams had a lot to do with making the sport as popular as it was in the 70s and on into the 80s.
Roger going deep for Drew down the sideline. Caught to the 5. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
I think this was the best rivalry in football. I believe it was good for the NFL to have the tremendous rivalry between Dallas and the Washington Redskins, and that's still going on.
Back goes Aikman again. Good protection this time. Up over the top, Alvin Walton picks it up on the 29. He's back to the far side, 15, 10, 5. It's a touchdown. Washington Redskins deep.
It's been a series with as many plot twists and memorable characters as a Louis L'Amour Western.
And I used to be one of them. I can't even lie to you.
I feel you, bro.
Now, as a kid, I always was a Raiders and Redskins fan because, especially with my electric football men, by the way.
Hey, my God. You get your respect. You got respect, bro. Because you still Slim.
And I still got them.
You still got your teams and everything.
I still got them, Slim. In fact, oh my God, they right here.
Let me see.
Oh. I'm about to get my wife, but she's got all this stuff piled on top of my men, by the way. But to make me get ill in here, oh God, no, she didn't. Hold on, Slim. I'm sitting right next to the Joe. Oh, hold on. Let me just pull out a team real quick. Oh, what did I just pull out? The Redskins.
Great. That's some proof for you right there.
Man, can you see that? Can you see that? Hold on.
Yeah, that's proof.
All you sucker MCs trying to steal my rhymes, Vagabond, man, sit your cups down.
That's what I'm saying. That's special.
Huh?
That's special, man.
Yeah, act like you know me. Yeah, so yeah. Oh look, hold on. This a rare moment. The Buccaneers in the orange uniforms.
Is Doug Williams on it?
Hey, Slim, can you see that?
Is Doug Williams on it? Is Doug
Did I
Williams on
have
it?
Doug? Well, this
Doug
was
got
like.
it.
Well, hold on, listen. So
Who they
this
have
was
for?
like when the Buccaneers first came out. You know, you're not gonna find. I don't know where you could find these at. They were like,
That's
you know what I mean?
That's collector's item.
Oh my God, they right here got the whole box. Hold on, Slim. Hold on. I'm gonna blow you away right quick, real quick, just so you can.
Go. You got time?
I got them. Look, in my Neiman box, Marcus box. Can you see?
Hey, Ron, I'm telling you, man.
Can you see that?
Hey, Ron, listen, I'm telling you, man.
You see the name Neiman Marcus up there?
I got you, brother.
Okay. Make sure they see that. Yeah. Oh, this box 100 years old, Slim.
Hey, let me see.
Okay.
That deserves its respect. If you can show me 10 people out here, man, who from the eras we from that can do that, man. That's
Well, I just want folks to not get me mistaken. You know what I mean? I am who I say I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I got the Seahawks like when they first came out.
Man. Jim's
huh? Yeah, it should be. I mean,
him and that Bama, the dude went to Hall of Fame. Who was that? It was what was wide receiver name?
Oh God, I know who you're talking about. Damn, I got all these Jones. I got my old New York Jets. Now I actually got Joe Namath on these Jones.
That's classic too.
Oh, Joe. Oh, and then I got my Eagles. These the Eagles right here.
Who that? Jaworski in them.
I want to say, damn, they're Roman Gabriel.
Oh, it could. Yeah, then see that right there is history on my part. Cause yeah, Roman. Yeah, I got you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Roman Gabriel, from what I remember, and yeah, I got man, that's crazy. I got all my teams still, so just to give you a little something, you know,
that's
can
collector's item stuff right there. And that's when that stuff worth a lot of money, man.
And you know, but look, they still got leagues going on today.
Is that right?
Yeah, they got leagues, underground leagues with they serious. They got my partner here, commissioner of one of the leagues.
That's huge.
That's and look, they going hard. I got the Steelers right here. They going real hard. The Raiders.
Yeah, I know you got them.
And then go Ken Stabler. Yes. Oh, and Balentnikov. Jesus, boy, yo, no good. You're a liar. No.
Hey, you ain't got Ted Hendricks in there.
Let me pull them out real quick. Let me just see who got me, because I know I got a couple of them numbered. There go Clarence Davis right here, baby.
I know who Clarence Davis is, sir.
Yeah, all right, just so you can see him. And there go Kenny, the Snake Stabler.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Just to give you a little history. Oh, God, here go my main man, Frederick. Balentnikov.
Classic.
Yeah. So, yeah. You see him.
Same.
Van Egan. Oh, man.
He was like that.
Yeah, so yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, we just messing around. But, yeah, so those were always my teams coming, the Redskins and the Raiders. And I actually cut the Redskins off when they cut Doug Williams and Art Monk. I just felt like that was enough for me. I was just so pissed off. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I just felt that was so disrespectful. So I haven't wore Redskins gear since. In fact, I got everything still folded up in my mother's closet right behind me.
So my cousin Stanley, man, being 10 years old at the time, he was a Minnesota Vikings guy, man. And we used to go back. I mean, Chuck Foreman and Tarkin and all those guys.
Man, I used to love Fran Tarkenton. Jesus Christ, that was my guy.
That was his look, man. That was his guy. I mean, it was Carl Allen.
Lord Fran. Carl Eller, I just met him at the Hall of Fame last year, but yes.
And the guy Marshall. I mean, all those guys that they were his guys, man. Like, I mean, people say, I mean, he ain't never been to Minnesota. People talking about you ain't been to listen, man.
But they were the people purple eaters back then.
Look, man, hey, listen, down the street, right? Down the street. I'm just giving you an idea how, because you remember the times, look, man, you went all kinds of down the street, about 2 houses down from where we live. We had the Jones family, right? And in the Jones family, his brother Randy Jones, rest his soul, he's gone from the earth now, but he was the first person I ever met, I ever met in my life that was a Dolphins fan. This guy loved Larry Zonka and Jim Kick and all this.
And you know, the Killer Bees, baby. I remember the Dolphins well. I mean, hey, look, Slim, I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't a Dolphin, but you had certain. I used to love like Jim Kick. Larry Zonka was a killer. Killer.
Bananas.
Could not like. I just took a picture with him too last year at the Hall of Fame, by the way. But you could not like Larry Zonk.
Who played linebacker for them? Rome, Nick Bonaconte, somebody.
Nick Bonaconte. He was a monster too.
Who was playing safety? I can't remember that. Who was playing safety?
Jake Scott.
Didn't Jake Scott come to the Skins for a while?
I believe he did at the end of his career. Redskins was always known for picking up players at
like
the
they
end.
Did Calvin Hill. They took
like
Calvin
they did Calvin Hill and so many others. I'd be like, Jesus Christ. You would pick him up, give him a check, and know he was your rival for like ever. Yeah, Redskins used to kill me. They were famous for that. Picking up players at the end of their career, and you know.
Ron, let me go here since we're coming down on. I'll get ready for our next show. Let's do this one here. What I was saying back in the house in C Pleasant was black folks trying to cope with life. So there was the weekends where you saw all kinds of top shelf liquor, right?
Oh God, yes.
So you saw the gambling, and then right, just being adults and parties. Saturday morning, right? You know, the adults are still hung over and sleep.
Oh Lord.
So your job was to get it. Saturday wasn't like Sunday. Sunday, grandma was making breakfast and all that. Saturday, you had to scramble, right? People to move. So nosy kids, we used to go down. They had house parties, right, Ron?
Oh yeah.
You knew they had a party. You go downstairs and look. We're talking 77. This is how we're gonna segue to your next one. We're talking 77. But we used to go downstairs, right? And let me tell you, you saw all these records, right? Listen, true story. We used to ear hustle. And you hear knock about Sugar Ray, right? You hear all the songs, right? You hear all the songs, right?
Good EU.
Yeah. So look. And EU Freeze and all this stuff. So you go down there and look at the and see the albums all over the place. They party, right? And then you see on top of the album, Rome, a big pile of marijuana stems and seeds all over the place. Look, rolling papers, right? So you don't quite still know what all this is, but you don't forget that pile of reefer on them go-go albums. You do what I'm saying?
Let's do that.